think feta cheese would be dank on pizza?
If you like feta cheese, like especially like it. Like, do you really like feta cheese?
It's alright.
Like, I only like feta cheese if it's in things that it's like, you gotta have feta cheese, you know?
Yeah.
Why though?
I'm thinking about to order pizza from this place. Looks dank.
Oh, they offer feta cheese on it though?
For $1.50 more, so.
So yes then. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't know if it's worth. If
well,
it was
yeah.
free, I would do it.
Well, now I'm just saying. Now I guess it is dank though. Like, I was just saying I don't know if
I'm
it's
going
good.
for it. Oh shit. I'm gonna try it because I'm getting hummus. Like I'm getting a thing of hummus with it.
Hummus, dude. You might as well go all in. Yeah.
First blood.
Oh, I gotta wear this now because it's freaking expiring. 3 minutes expiring. All right, I don't want to add 150 to it.
Yeah. I understand. I understand. Yo, by the way, I watched that Aziz thing today. Did you see the?
I got the Snapchats.
Did you
Is
see?
it?
No, it sucks. Did you see
Yeah,
the
that's what I
Did you see the Did you see the Office thing of it though?
Yeah.
That was actually
does
pretty
seem,
funny,
but
dude. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I
yeah.
liked that. Like, and of course, it's not anything I haven't thought of myself before, but
Right.
like, it was just funny to see it on screen. You know, I'm talking about it. No, it was garbage.
It was. It seemed like good delivery too.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Aziz is a good. I like Aziz still. He's a solid, but like, he's the exact same thing where like, somebody gets big, and then instead of like continuing to do things that they did that before, they
just,
used
like,
their platform to talk about real shit. So all he did the entire thing was just talk about politics and his.
Well,
and
he's also kind of like in a hole because of almost got Me Too'd. Like he basically got Me Too'd. So he's.
Oh yeah, he talked
in
about
it.
that shit, and he was like talking about
Yeah.
a bunch of that kind of stuff, and it was like really
Right.
kind of heavy. And then
Yeah.
like he threw in like a handful of jokes between him talking about really heavy shit the entire time. And I was like, this is garbage, dude. And he even
Yeah.
he talked about all this politically correct stuff. He was just being super politically correct, and he even called himself out on like his old stuff,
Nice. Champions out.
like being
having one hell of a day.
like he called out his old jokes. He was like, yeah, and I was just being stupid doing those things, and I wasn't thinking about like I shouldn't be fat shaming my little cousin Harrison. Why am I doing that? I'm 25 and stupid. And
That's a good impression.
but, you know, I don't know. I was like, nah, dude, that shit was hilarious. Of course you should have done that, and that's the reason you have your name now. So why would you diss yourself for the reason you got big?
Well, what if Harrison felt bad?
Well, he
about
talked about how Harrison felt bad about it, and now he's really buff.
it? Oh shit.
And he was like, yeah, because I scarred him for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was still like, I mean, that was
But
one of
I mean, I see what you mean. It's not a comedy special, but I feel like
it
that might
really
ring true.
wasn't a comedy special.
Right. Yeah.
If
It
they
doesn't
had-
sound like a comedy special
If
at
they
all.
had,
He was talking
which
to
is what I
real-
wanted. Like I wanted that old school Aziz, like
Right.
he was fucking up bowl of macaroni and cheese. Like, come on, dude. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that was such good Aziz stand up. Like, but this wasn't stand up. It was a platform.
Did it call itself
Yeah, it was
a comedy
his
sen-
stand up.
a comedy
yeah,
show?
stand up.
It's just-
And
that's
also,
not-
he was sitting the entire time. He was not standing up once.
Damn.
Actually, he
Gave a
walked
much
in.
calmer vibe.
He walked in, but then he sat on a
He
stool.
probably wanted that. I mean, that's probably like an artistical choice. Like he just wanted it to be more chill.
Oh, yeah, it
but
was,
that's-
it
It's
was.
like an opposite.
And at the very beginning of it, he had a super heart-to-heart with the audience. He was like, before we even start any of this, I gotta get this off my chest. And he talked about that other Indian dude who had the Me Too thing happen to them, Hanson something. And he gave his views on the situation. And, like, it was super heavy. And he was like, well, that was a crazy way to start his comedy sketch, so let's get into it. What are we gonna talk about next? How about America? And then he gets into all this politics shit. I'm like, dude. So.
Yeah. You gotta use your platform.
No, I mean that's exactly what he did. Like, and a lot of other people do that too. But Cat Williams did that. Cat Williams' early
He did?
stand-up was hilarious,
Oh,
and then
shit.
his later stuff, I guess, quote unquote recent, even though it's not technically that recent, was him talking about politics and using it as a platform.
Half the squads are
Yeah.
left.
Oh, someone over there.
Might be something good this way.
What about
Top 10.
what about
The Office thing was funny though.
I don't remember his name. Kevin Hart. Has he done that?
I don't know. I don't follow Kevin Hart
I feel
enough.
like
I was thinking
feel
about
like
him today.
that
Though.
risks his earning potential, because his earning potential right now is
Let's reposition
fucking
here.
insane.
It's like weird that you bring that up too, because yesterday, completely unrelated, I saw a Reddit post that was comparing Cat Williams and Kevin Hart, talking about their consistency versus something else.
But Kevin Hart took the Adam Sandler route and just makes fucking
Right.
bullshit movies that people are gonna see and laugh at because it's
Right.
bullshit funny
Right.
and it's turn your brain off funny.
Right.
And people eat that shit up.
Yep.
I mean, it's garbage. I eat garbage. Or I enjoy a lot of garbage. A lot of shit that I do is
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah. No. Kevin Hart's a.
And he just like
He's an
it's
actor.
Like, oh shit,
well,
people
he's
make
a smart
money.
guy.
Or he can,
He's marketed himself well.
I can make a shit ton of money by being fucking
He's
the
characterified. He
wiry little like the
Yeah, he
the
made himself
wiry
into a
little guy.
character. And now, yeah.
I feel like his. I
Can
feel like
act as
he. Yeah, I
himself.
feel like he never really goes deep. He's always doing his little funny routines. and
Right.
shit.
And well, actually, no. I bet you sometimes he has. I bet you, like.
But do you
he's
think it's
done-
like as intense
No,
as
I bet you he
Aziz's
does.
was?
No, definitely not. Like Aziz's
His-
was
his- I feel like his-
an
I feel like-
hour-long special about all that shit.
It was an hour long.
Yeah, it's it's a full. It's a comedy sketch. So I
Yeah, I'm
started
used to
it and
45 minute, 20 minute on Comedy Central back in the day.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think his other ones were an hour as well. The ones like we had watched before. An hour each.
No, I want it now.
Yeah, dude, like that shit geeks, man. And his voice is just.
He had to do that shit underwater. That shit's engraved in my
Yeah,
head.
it's so good.
Engraved.
Like it's so good. And he
Oh,
was calling
shit,
himself
you
out
should've
on being
fucking-
stupid for doing that. And I'm like, and I just was like,
For
hating-
doing that shit underwater.
I just hated that. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Of course you should have done that. Why would you say you shouldn't have done that?
But also, like, you shouldn't. You can't cringe forever. Did they fix this? I thought you couldn't get up on the gun.
No, you can. Yeah. He also made like the whole and the thing that connected that in the first place was that he like the Office thing, and then he started talking about himself, but he was talking about like how it's only been a couple years. He was talking about the difference between. It was actually a decent point. It was like how quickly people started becoming super politically correct, and now like the point we are at in 2019, where it's like, you know, people make comments about like here we are in 2019, like, and people say all this shit that they wouldn't have said 2 years ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was like just the other
Well,
day I was
people
watching.
still say it.
Well, yeah, but it's like, you know, that point about it. And he was like, just the other day I was watching The Hangover, and that's a like relatively recent movie, right? Like,
Paging Dr.
yeah,
Edward.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
that's
I
what
mean,
he
I
brought
agree
up.
with that.
Yeah, and he was like,
I don't think that's a good.
and he was like, can you believe that's in the movie? And he was like, wait, but hold on, it's in the trailer of the movie.
Yeah.
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 And he was like,
No.
that was a recent movie. And then he talked about The Office, and he said the thing about Jim.
That came out in middle school, and I remember my
Yeah.
brother picked me up from school one day saying that, and we used to play football at an elementary school, and he picked me up from there and did it because he thought it was funny.
Right.
Just like screamed it in the neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely different.
And
like,
now
10
you would
years.
never
Insane.
say it. Yeah.
Well, you would hope
Right.
that you would
well,
never.
a lot
understand,
of
but-
people though. Like
Yeah.
and he was talking about young people. He was talking about like the generation. So he was talking about generational differences.
Dude, I don't know,
And he
man.
was
I
saying,
feel like
like-
a lot of people.
Well, they
say
do.
it.
No, they do. They do. But like, I don't know. I'm not explaining it the way he was.
No.
It's,
Okay,
his-
okay. I get what you're saying. It's like taboo, quote unquote.
Right. Yes.
But I don't
in
think
general.
it is. I think on like online, it's people are trying to make it, but I think there's a huge force
Top 5.
going the other way. You know, like a scaring.
Oh,
like
you know,
a
there is.
alarming.
Well, that's what
amount
his
of
platform
this.
was. He was pushing
Yeah.
against that side of it and saying like, you know, people frown upon this in general, right? And that was the main point, I guess. And then
I mean, like, yeah.
and then he was like, but then he was making those points about the semi-recent things where it was like not that out of the question.
Yeah.
And then he made like a more drastic comparison of it, but like what his main point was, he was like, he made a lot of jokes about the movie Crazy Rich Asians, and then he was saying like, you know, he pointed at somebody in the front row of the audience. He was like, this person's grandma, if you asked her about the movie Crazy Rich Asians, she would say, that's that movie with too many Orientals in it. But then if I asked her, right here in the front row, what she thinks of the movie, and then he says, what did you think of the movie? And she says like something like, or did you see it? Yes. What did you like think of it? Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 97%. Do you agree with Rotten Tomatoes 97%? And she
Were you
says,
shot at?
yeah. She says, no, I would give it an 85. And he's like,
No, keep going, keep going.
I'll give it an 85. And he's like, why did you dock her the 12 points? What is it that's wrong with it? And then she starts like stammering, like, I guess it's, I guess it was, you know, I don't know, I guess it's good enough. And he was like, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as they think they've offended somebody of a minority, they start trying to correct for themselves and make it better. So this is the way that people have changed. This is 2019. People immediately feel like they have to correct themselves for being mean to minorities.
It's white apologies.
Right. That's what exactly. That's exactly what he was talking about. And then he started making all these jokes about white people. Being like, white people always. He was like, I see you, white people. You're all trying. I see you trying. But you're awkward. You're awkward.
It's
it was
awkward,
funny.
and that's what microaggressions are, and that's why I try to explain. I don't know, like I always try to think of that like. You can't apologize for everything. Stuff's gonna happen. If something slips up, you can apologize, but if you tread on it, it just makes you look like shit, shittier person. So it's like you gotta just be educated. You gotta know what's right to say and what's wrong to say, and what's right to act in front of somebody, but also like to not, like stammer and shit. But you know, he did put her on the spot.
Yeah.
It felt like more of a slam dunk.
Oh yeah, well that was his bit for it, I guess,
right.
or technically, but it's like
the stuff you're telling me does not sound like something I want to see when I'm watching a comedy.
No, and that's the point of this entire conversation right now. It was not a comedy show. I mean, I guess here I am talking about it a lot, so I guess I'm not completely upset I saw it, but it's like
ripping it.
It wasn't a comedy show. He should have labeled it as a Aziz, but then nobody would have watched it. But it's like. Should have been.
Aziz Ansari podcast.
Yeah, that's a good impression as well. Oh my god.
He just rode his high from Parks and Rec all the way to.
He talked about some stuff in Parks and Rec that was inappropriate. And he was like thinking back. He was like, I love my Parks and Rec squad, but when I look back on the show, there's this and this and this that should have been. I don't know.
Office. I mean. Michael's character is that, so if Office gets a pass. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like probably.
Oh, we got a third party this.
Michael Schur's apology for maybe the shit he did in Parks and Rec. But Parks and Rec was also like a white. Oh shit! Like Pawnee's a white place. Like that's on purpose. It was like white middle America.
Oh yeah.
Like, no fucking Nowheresville. And then Eagleton was like the elite whites.
Round 4, beginning ring countdown.
Okay. Enemy spotted. How far? Sorry, can't do that.
I don't know where the third team is.
They like kind of circled around. They were fighting. Yeah.
Oh, they're fighting him.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you want to play this, boss? Up, get on top of Bones? Or just run to circle?
I suggest we do some research in this area.
I wanted to kind of third party that, but they're not killing each other, so. Fuck it.
There's a drop in. Let's just go circle. There's a drop in Thunderdome.
We've literally just like had a full-on conversation this entire game. And we're about to get a dub.
I get this Dubbington McJangles.
Look at those boxes here too.
Dude, they left the drop. I mean,
1 minute until the nearby ring closes.
It's a no-go. No bueno.
Give me this Crabe factor.
Yeah, Crabe would be great on you.
Negative.
Another knockdown.
You have one too? Nice, dude. Doubled self-reses.
No, what was in this
dude, this big building's in. We get the ultimate high ground of the circle. Purple backpack up here. Yikes.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
Independent variable added. Trap deployed.
We should just stay here, yeah. Even though I don't have any range.
I have a subject in view. Far off. We have the benefits.
No range.
Well, we'll see where the next circle goes. I guess the circle goes in 25 seconds more.
There, they're getting finally. You might want to be ready to push them.
Yeah, you want to get to
Yeah,
the
let's go, let's go.
2 down? Two down, 1 from each team.
We do some research in this area.
Man, let's get there, let's get there, let's get there. This is
It's 2v1 right now. That's a thirst. Still 2v1.
One left. Gold. Wait, just... No. Oh.
I didn't do anything. Let's go.
We just won that game.
You know, it'd be funny if you posted on YouTube my review.
My review of Aziz Ansari. Oh my god.
12 damage. Thanks for the